Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Can you hear me, Scott?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, hopefully everybody else can hear us. I wonder if there's a way to check if they can. Uh, if you can hear us, just put in the chat box that you can hear us, and we'll get going here. Good. Think we're good, Scott?
I think we should get going.
All right. Well, sounds good. Well, welcome everybody to the Thursday call on the SOC Prospector. My name is Jeff Packard. I've been with Send Out Cards for about 2005. In fact, when I heard about this company, it used to be called SOC Review. That's what we called it. I jumped on board and I started using it. And I would jump on and off again and, go to the paper, what my dad would do. And, there's certain things, elements that the paper system works great, but there's other elements to the system that I just really kind of came back to. And I know there's a lot of online systems out there that you can choose to use. And, I've pretty much tried them all. I feel like that I've always come back to this program just because I think it's really easy to use. So what we're going to do first is if you don't have a SOC Prospector account, all you would do is just go to, we're going to go to this. You're going to go to SOCProspector.com and you're going to set up your account. There's a video that plays right there. And there's no credit card required to do that. And a lot of people, Scott, asked this question right here. Maybe you can touch upon that, name of enroller.
Okay. Well, when you're first registering for the system, if you're going directly to SOCProspector.com, it's going to default to the SOC Prospector team, which is the main system. If you are looking to set up underneath somebody that you may be working with, all you'd have to do is first of all ask them to send you over an invite, and then you can enroll underneath them. Or if you click on the little button there that says "click here," if this is not your enroller, you can actually do a search throughout the entire system to find the exact enroller that you want to connect on the underneath of.
Okay, right here. So you could just search. There he is, Jordan Nether. You got two accounts. So that's how that works. So, all right, and they do have, you show a little screen here that you have an app, but it's not an app. So can you explain that real quick?
The platform that we've created here with the SOC Prospector is set up in such a way that it will work across multiple platforms. So, for example, what you're seeing here is inside of a browser, but you can also take a look at that on your mobile phone or also on your tablet as well, and you can take the system with you wherever you go.
Okay, cool. All right, I just want to make sure everybody knows that. So basically, we're going to log in here. This is your control center. The news send out cards here, the share center. It'll show your appointments here. If you need a walkthrough of the system, you can click on this. It also tells you the new members that are joining. Also, if you need help, it's not you don't ask Jeff or Scott. You just kind of go right here, submit a ticket here. That's new, Scott, huh?
That
I
is,
didn't know about that.
we actually
Okay.
have a new help desk that we put into place that will actually help have a lot of videos in there to help you out with any questions that you have as well. As we have a lot of questions coming through that may be unique to what you're looking to do, we've created a whole bunch of different videos and put them up there, as well as you have direct access to be able to access our technical support for any questions that you may have as well.
Okay, cool. So when you're signing up for your account, there's going to be some questions that you're going to go through. It's real simple. Upload your picture. Do you have a Skype account? Are you a full-timer or a part-timer? That type of thing. And also, you want to go through the getting started checklist. It'll go right through the getting started checklist. And you can see here that you can basically, you understand the basis of our program. And after you're done doing that, you just simply check it off. How do you text? How do you call people? Use the weekly checklist, marketing, sales funnels, and so forth. And there's a video on each one of them, so you can actually learn how to use the different functions of the program. So we try to make it as easy as possible. I know, it's a new program, so it's, anything new takes a little bit of time to learn. But after you're done doing that, we kind of want to share with you some different ways of using the program. The name of the game is adding people to your list and calling people and seeing if they have a decision for you. Yes, no, maybe, whatever. There's also different ways of attracting people. So right now, you guys know that we're really hot on the video. So the video actually does the sorting for you. So just today, someone asked me, more about what I do, and I said, listen, I'll send you a video about what we do, and if you have any interest, you can put your information in, and you can even try out the program, and you can even schedule a webinar. And this is what I send them to, just so you guys know. The Send Out Cards Vision. You click on this, you'll see it's the new 17-minute video here. Now, after they get done watching it, it's qualifying the person. So if I were sending it to Scott, I'd say, hey, Scott, check this out and see if this makes sense to you. And if you like what you see, enter your contact information. You can try it out. Or we also have a webinar you can sign up for. So Scott goes through this, and maybe he says, you know what, Jeff, this isn't my cup of tea. I'm done. I'm not trying to force Scott to do something he doesn't want to do. So, but let's say Scott does go through here and he puts in his name. Let's just say Scott 123 with an email. I just use me all the time. Someone's getting upset because someone has scott@me.com. So, and if I click on send a free card, this is the screen that they get to. There's a general thank you page here, and this is on every sales funnel that you have. And as you can see here, there's one here for retail customers. Now, quite honestly, I already have my customers, so I'm not really looking for customers. I'm looking for people who want to make some extra money. The gratitude challenge, and then the webinars. The webinars are a completely different thing. I'll show you that here in a second. But after they put their information in here, instead of sending them right to your 1, 2, 3 page, we have a video here that actually shows them how to send out a free card first, which is so key. I don't know whose idea that was, yours or Ryan's, but it's a before they actually, it teaches them how to send out a free card, and it's really, really good. So let's just say if they see this down below here, it says register for one of our webinars to learn more about send out cards. They can register for a webinar. Now, the webinars happen every hour on the hour, which is kind of nice. So let's say the next one actually comes up at excuse me, at 10 p.m. If they click register for the webinar, will it open up on a new screen or not? Because I don't want to lose this.
It will actually open up in a new screen if you do go for launch new app. Yeah. So if you launch
because let's say if they want to go back here and they're like, oh, I want to try it out. So if they click on they click on number 1, then you can see that they've already been shown how to send out a free card. Now that's so key. I hope everybody understands that. That's really, really good. You're going to obviously call them back up and see if they want to send out a card, but keep in mind they've already gone through a 17-minute video that qualified them enough to put in their information. Well, let's say if they say, Scott, if you liked what you saw on the first screen, you might like the webinar that we have. So register for the right webinar that's right for you, and as you can see, they're all on Eastern Standard Time, so you might want to make a note of that. If you click register for webinar, you'll see that this is what they get right here. A thank you page right here with my contact information with the time and the date of the webinar, and they can also add it into their whatever calendar system that they use. Now, what's really key about this, they can say, Scott can say, you know what, I want to send this to, I want to share this on Facebook to Jim Packard, if he's a friend of yours, and you could actually just, it'll go right into my dad's inbox on Facebook. And my dad could actually watch the webinar as well. Scott could also click like, and would obviously go right to his page, and he could make a comment, check this out, this is something I'm looking at. He could obviously tweet it, Google Plus, and LinkedIn. Anything to add there, Scott? Scott, you there? Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry. No, I am
All
here.
right.
I am here. Yes. By sharing it across with any of your friends, you can actually attach to any of the social media networks, right, like that, and of course, add directly into your calendar.
Just so everybody knows, Scott lives up in Ontario, and they're having an ice storm, and their power is flickering. So that's why I was wondering. So what's nice here, they're going to get an email. Scott will get an email with to register to the link to register or to watch the webinar. But they click on here, you can see that there's a countdown. There's a clock until the webinar gets started for the person. Now let's say Scott was watching the webinar and he has a question. He can actually type in the question here and it goes right to my email. And I can reply right back to it. So that's a really nice feature as well. Now you're probably saying, what is the webinar? Well, I actually created, just so you guys know, and for all of your teams that don't have a SOC Prospector account, it's 1billionchallengetakers.com, and this is the webinar. Okay, this plays it as well. So if you don't have a SOC Prospector account, I wanted to make sure that it was available for everyone. Okay, so that's how that works. It's a really slick program. Anything to add on the webinar thing?
Well, the great thing is if you do have people that are watching the webinars, you could be out and about. You could be mobile and start receiving responses back from people that are taking a webinar. So you don't necessarily have to be sitting in front of your computer or always there in order for people to be able to communicate with you. If they sign through your website, they pick a webinar time, and they start watching it, you can receive questions from people that have just decided to pop in there. So you can always respond back to them at your leisure. Obviously, if they're watching the webinar right then and there, and you can get right back to them while they're watching it, that's always optimal. But you do have that leisure to be able to respond back to them as you wish.
Now, let's say if you wanted to invite someone to your webinar, just so everybody knows, I put this link in a lot of my cards that I send out as prospecting cards. These are people that I want to invite to take a look at send out cards. They go to this socreview.com/my-username, and they can watch. I can invite them to watch the video. This is the webinar, sochomebusiness.com/my-username. Now you're saying this, just so everybody knows, is not the 17-minute version one. This is actually an 8-minute version one. It's really, really good. And then again, they can register for the webinar. So Scott, you looked at you probably watched more videos than anyone, and you like this. You like this video. It's not that bad.
Oh, we really liked it. I shared it with the marketing team here at Platinum, and we've all really thought it was really well produced. And I'm sure it's going to really do well as far as conversion is concerned on both the SOC Home Business and also the SOC Review. Because you'll notice here that the SOC Home Business has the shorter version of the video, which is about 8 minutes long. And then on the SOC Review, you have the more extended version, which will actually, I believe it's about 17 minutes long in total.
17 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So it's you get the best of both worlds when it comes to the interview video.
Good. So again, this is how I qualify people. Again, I have all the customers that I can have right now. I'm looking to leverage my income and build a business, which obviously most of you hopefully are on the call as well. So, and let the tools do the work for you. So, just today, I actually, like the person that I invited to the webinar, or I invited him to the SOC review. That's this one right here. You'll get them after a while. And he watched this, he liked it, and I go ahead and put your information if you like what you see, and he did. And I said, then you can schedule a webinar, which he's already watched. And you actually know that they watched it, so I'm going to show you that here in a second. So these are all the different funnels in programs that you can use. So you can put these on flyers, you could put this on your car, you could put this on business cards, you could send these out in cards, postcards, excuse me, and anybody that you want to introduce to send out cards, if they go to here, you know that they're interested, which is kind of nice. So that's how the sales funnels pages work as well. So, and then you can see there's retail funnels. We got to get rid of this because you can actually do more, right? You can either choose this or this. There's this warm market could go down here as well for the thing, Scott. See that?
Yeah, you definitely have the multiple options available for you as far as your warm market is concerned as well. And when we show you in a few minutes here just how the new warm market wizard works, which is one of the surprises that we have for you on today's call. This new Warm Market Wizard will actually allow you to be able to approach more people, not only using the Facebook like you would typically see previously on the SOC Prospector. For those of you who have been using the system for the last couple of weeks, you notice that we do have Facebook that attaches directly in so that you can choose your specific contacts. But now we have a brand new way of doing things. And I want to explain this a little bit before we go too far. We had a lot of people from SOC Prospector that have been contacting us over our social media channels like Facebook, through support, and we've got a lot of really great feedback about the Warm Market Wizard. So what we did is we took it a step further for you, and this is really exciting because not only can you approach now your Facebook friends, but you also can approach your LinkedIn friends as well. So it's we had a lot of people that have been asking for it, so we put it into place. Now, the other thing that a lot of people have been asking for is, first of all, make it a lot easier, and second of all, we want to be able to choose multiple different approaches. So, we're going to be adding. We have some in here right now, but we're also going to be adding more as we add different funnels, and we're going to also add different options that you have. Now, the neat thing is when you go and select, for example, Facebook or LinkedIn, all you have to do is connect into your, for example, Facebook or LinkedIn works the exact same way as the Facebook wizard. Um, when you click on Add Facebook Friends, all you need to do in your Warm Market Wizard now is select exactly who it is that you want to send it to. And once you've
How many
actually,
can you do at a time?
you can send up to 50 at a time. But of
50 on
course,
Facebook, 10 on LinkedIn, right?
I believe that's the case. Yeah. So there are limitations to what the way that the system works. But the great thing is you can always go back in, and you can always reselect and use the feature over. We're just bound by what the social media site is actually allowing us to do. But the neat thing is once you've selected your approach, chosen the people that you want to send it to, you now have the option to be able to edit these as well. So we had a lot of people in SOC Prospector that have contacted and say, okay, well, we want to be able to send multiple approaches, plus we also want to be able to edit those approaches before we send it out to our friends. Maybe make it a little bit more personalized, for example. If you're sending it out to maybe close friends or maybe some people on your sports team or whoever it is that you want to send it out to, you're going to want to personalize that a little bit further so that it's a lot more direct and a lot more warm of an approach. You have it pre-written. You can modify it before you send it complete. So now with the new wizard, you have the ability to be able to not only approach friends on Facebook, but also in your regular contact list like you were before, but you also now have the ability to be able to approach people on LinkedIn, choose the appropriate approach for them, as well as edit that before you send it out. So this is a really new exciting feature that we're excited to share with everybody. And the great thing is that the reason why we have this here is because of the fact that the people from SOC Prospector have been continuously contacting us and giving their feedback. So keep it up. You're doing great, guys. We'd love to hear the feedback that you have because we're always trying to make this system even better. So feel free to let us know of any kind of suggestions that you do have.
Now, I see people in LinkedIn that I don't necessarily know on Facebook, which is nice. And LinkedIn is more of a professional thing. And it's funny, I just got an email through LinkedIn from this guy. I actually met him down at the Radio Shack store, and he's actually running his own company now. And so what I did was I'm just going to say, thanks for connecting. Want to share this. This is one way you may.
While you do that, Jeff, I just wanted to address a question that somebody had here as well. What happens with the message that gets sent out? When you send a message to the Warm Market Wizard, it will go directly into the inbox of either Facebook or LinkedIn. And why this is very important is because when you actually send this directly into their inbox, the people are more likely to get it. If you've ever got on Facebook, you notice that it's only friends that are sending you messages. So the great thing is you're always checking it. When you get a new message in Facebook, you check it. Unlike email, when you get 1,000 emails a day, you're digging through a lot of emails. Where when you get something on Facebook or even on LinkedIn, you check that out and you actually read it. And if it's from a friend, your chances are you're going to take a look at that link. So what we've done is we've delivered the message that you're sending out directly into the inbox of that social media site, not just their email. So they're going to be able to get it. And one of the other great things about that is for people that have mobile phones. If you have the Facebook app or LinkedIn app on your mobile phone, I have an iPhone, for example. When somebody sends me a message over Facebook or LinkedIn, it pops up on my screen. What better way to get the attention of that person than having it come up right on their mobile phone as well? So if you want to talk to, if you want to send a message, this is the best way to get that message out is using the social media channels.
Mhm. Now I want to make sure everybody knows, like if I just click that guy's name, it's not going to put him in my SOC prospector, is it?
What's going to happen is it's when you send out that warm market message to that individual, it's going to have that warm approach, hey, how you doing, kind of thing, to your friendly approach, and it's going to link back to the link of whatever approach you've chosen. So if you want to send them back to the SOC Home Business, or you want to send them to the Gratitude Challenge, for example, you get that choice. You choose which one you want to send to that specific group of friends. Now, when they come back into that channel and they actually watch the video, for example, when they actually go to send that free card, it's capturing their information in there, and it's going to put it directly into your contact manager, so you can start following up with them as well.
Good. All right, so that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is clicking on, you going through your phone or your business cards, and again, selecting the approach that you want to select. And let's say I want to approach people about the business, and click next. And you simply add in their first name, last name, email address, phone number. You don't need their mailing address. You can go in your Send Out Cards account. And that's another thing. It doesn't link in. Not yet. There's not an API yet for the both of them to talk back and forth. However, you just want to put in their information here. You can always follow up with a card and say, hey, Scott, check this out. And I can send them a card with the link to my website. Watch this video. I think you're going to love it. And so again, this is another way of adding your contacts. Again, you want to keep on adding to your list. So if you get a business card out there, if you pick one up at the dry cleaners or whatever, and you want to give them a call, just enter it in right here. Now, they're going to go into your either one of two funnels. They're going to go into a retail funnel or a opportunity funnel. Can we touch upon that?
Yes, we have several different funnels that are created in the system. And of course, we also have the lead capture pages that go along with it. Now, the neat thing about the way that these funnels work is that for a retail funnel, we're going to get them to send that initial free card, and it's going to work with this prospect on more of a product level. Where when you have a business builder and you're actually sending them into the business builder funnel, it's going to obviously have the autoresponders, all the tools that you need to follow up that particular prospect regarding the business of send out cards. And of course, if you go into the share center of your website, you'll be able to see exactly in the details of every one of those lead capture pages, exactly which funnel those tie into as well.
No, I don't mind, guys, just so everybody knows. Again, I want to build a business. I want to make not a little bit of money, but an awful lot of money. And so I actually put them into this because they're still going to watch the SOC review. And Michael does a great job of going through it. He shows them how to send out a card, does an interview with Cody, and says, hey, listen, this may not be for you, but maybe this is for you and you just want to become a customer, or maybe you want to join our team, whatever he says at the end. But again, it does a good job, so it's not drawing circles and getting people like all confused and bug-eyed. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that. So anyway, so let's say, okay, I've added some people, I've sent some, I've got my funnels out there. Now I'll give you another example. I was at the gym today, and this guy works behind there. He knows me by name, and I just say, hey, listen, I'd love to share with you what I do. When can we, I'd like to send you a video to a presentation, see if you have any interest. Quite honestly, I'm looking at some new people to work with. And I can literally just get his email address, send him an email from my phone while I'm at the gym, and have him go to socreview.com/Team Packard. And again, if he doesn't go watch it, I'm not going to hound him every single day I go to the gym and say, did you watch it? Like, dude, I don't know. I did watch it. I don't want to do anything to do with it. So it'll sort, it'll use the tools to sort people. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, all right. So let's go into your contacts. So so here are your contacts. So you have new prospects. You can see, Scott, you're there again, my friend. You're always in there. And let's say I've got callbacks. These are people that I've called, follow-ups, enrolling. These are people in queue to go, customers and distributors. Now, let's say, like, excuse me, Chadal, basically, I actually Um, she went to as you can see here, she came through the SOC review. So that means she filled out her information from this funnel here. Okay? So basically, I called her and I left a message. So what I would do is click no contact, left a message. And all this stuff stays the same. Would you recommend touching all this stuff or not?
What I would recommend doing is they are recommended actions for a reason. When you're going through each and every step, the system is programmed in such a way that when you actually connect with somebody or you don't connect with them, it's going to recommend the next steps to take. Now, for more advanced users, if you want to move them into a different autoresponder list, if you want to change their status to something else, you have the capabilities of doing that. But the great thing about the way that this system works is it's very much like presets. So yeah, I like to say it's like the presets on your car radio. As you call people up and as you choose the different outcomes that happen on that particular call, the system is smart enough to know what are the next steps, what email should go out, and what autoresponder list that person should be going into to follow in the flow. Obviously, you can overwrite that if you want to, but generally speaking, I use the system all the time. I very rarely will ever touch those features. Um, One of the things is like Jeff had on the screen there. Once you actually do hit to go on to the next stage and hit next, you will have the email come up right there. This is an email that's pre-written for you that is recommended to send out in that particular scenario. Now you have the ability at this point to be able to modify this email. For more advanced users, you do also have the ability to be able to skip ahead of a lot of these things. I know a lot of people that call, to 300 leads per day. Let's be honest here. With when you're calling 300 leads per day, you want to be able to automate that a lot quicker. You do have some advanced options down below for default actions. You can always set to auto send the default message, which means that it will skip over this whole stage here with editing the email and everything. You can also check to save this as your default email for this outcome. So if you modify it, just like Jeff did here, you modify that email to exactly the way you want it to read and exactly how you want it to look like. When you check that box to check to save this as your default outcome, what that's going to do is it's going to use this particular email instead of the template every time you go to choose that outcome. The other thing is that when you do select the auto send, it'll skip over this part. So if you're happy with this email for everybody out that you want to send it out to, you can significantly speed up the dialing process by just skipping over it. But a lot of people like to modify the emails as they go. But like I said, if
I
you're
didn't
calling,
know that.
yeah,
I didn't know that. I don't, just so everybody knows, the emails, again, this is the only system that I come back to where if I send out an email to someone because I left a message for them, they call me back or they email me back and say, sorry, I missed you. I mean, they're really professionally done. I mean, in the space, they're spaced out, which are really nice. So I'm just going to click complete right now because I did leave her a message earlier. If that just went right over your head like it kind of did mine, I kind of went in the space zone. Don't worry about it. You just get the emails right here. Now, if you do want to take some stuff out, copy and paste, whatever, do that, and then all you got to do is click complete, and that will be now she goes into callbacks. Okay, it'll actually tell you how many times I got called once here, called once, called unreachable. That means that she didn't have a voicemail set up, called unreachable, called once, go to the next ones. But I will tell you if you do go into Ricky Jones, if you go, I've called her 2 times. If you can edit the contact and go to other and click, she said the best time to call her was the evening, and she lives 414 is I think in Atlanta, Eastern, and I click save. It'll actually, that's why you see some of these in green, because Eric Thompson lives in Central, and he said the best time to call him, it says actually anytime, but if it's too late, this will be red. Anything you want to cover there, Scott?
yeah, exactly. But what you can also do is you can actually do a smart sort across the top if you scroll up there. And you can actually sort your calling list based upon the order of best call. So what's going to happen here is now when Jeff comes in tomorrow to make his dials, he's going to start calling the people that right now in their time zone, it's the best time for them to be called. So you can actually sort your list by that as well. So as you're going through, you're always contacting the people that are most likely to be there. So you have that option. Now, when we're talking about the contact manager, it is really simple. We're talking about some complex things because there's a lot of questions coming through, and there's been a lot of clarification needed. But it's actually very, very simplistic. All of your new prospects go right into your new prospects tab, which is the first tab here. As you are calling these people, they will start moving from left to right. So if you need to go into callbacks or follow-ups, if you connect with them and set something else up, or if they become a customer or a distributor, they're always going to move from left to right. The only way that people actually disappear out of this sales funnel is if they're disqualified and moved into the drip list, which is an autoresponder sequence, or if they actually enroll into the company, at which point they will actually come into the customers tab where you can then schedule your training or your product training for customers and your business training for the business builders. But once you've actually done that, they will actually come out of the actual the sales process, so that you always know that the people that you are seeing in your contact manager have some sort of action, if it's either enrolling them or disqualifying them. So we've built this in such a way that you can never possibly drop the ball when calling contacts.
Okay, let's say if I call D, as you can see, called second time. Now, if I call D right now and I get a voicemail from her, she's already got 2 voicemails from me. I called 3 times and disqualify, meaning she goes on an email list, so she gets autoresponders and saying, you know, whatever. I don't even know what they're saying. And if they want to find those, where do they find those?
Right now that you can actually log into your autoresponder to see them, but what I suggested even before the call with Jeff here, I think we're gonna have to make this a little bit easier for people, because we do have a lot of people calling in, and even in the questions field here saying we want to see what the autoresponders look like that we're having sent out. So what I'm thinking that we're gonna do is I'm gonna get somebody on this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the autoresponder letters and we're gonna put them into a section here so we can actually display them all in your back office, so you can take a look at them and see exactly what the autoresponders say in every different scenario. Now, to find out what autoresponders are being sent out for that particular prospect, all you have to do is when you're taking a look at when you're taking a look at exactly where they're at in the sales funnel, or you can actually click on edit them and you can see what list they're in. But at any given point, if you're changing an outcome in the system, so when you're selecting a specific option and it says that it's changing that autoresponder and it doesn't say leave as is, you can actually take a look and see exactly what autoresponder list you're moving them into. And we're going to actually set up a document there that's going to show you all the autoresponders that we have preset into every scenario into the system, so you can go browse through them and see. Now, for the more advanced users, you can actually log directly into your autoresponder account and actually be able to modify that as well. And I believe you can do that right in the marketing center. You click over and it will log you directly into your autoresponder, which is the Response Magic account. You can actually change, add, modify all your autoresponders. It's an enterprise level emailing system that we have with Response Magic, so you can actually broadcast a specific list of the whole 9 yards. So for more advanced internet marketers that want to create different lists and be able to modify their existing emails that they have in the autoresponders, you certainly have the capabilities of doing that by logging directly into your autoresponder account and making those modifications. For simplicity purposes, we just we keep it so that it's locked in for new people to come in, so they don't have to worry about having to design any emails or having to write the sequences. They're all professionally written, ready to go for everybody when they first come on.
Now, I want to let everybody know on the phone call, I have not touched the autoresponders because they're so good that I've been using them for 6 years. And again, they're the only program that I found that actually, from where they're spaced out and what they're written, they're not long emails. They're really easy to understand and read and make a decision. And that's the reason why I go with these guys. Again, I don't even touch it. I add a contact or I get a contact by one of the field sales funnels and I call them up. I want to share with you this now. Let's say we share with you the no connection. So if you don't connect, you connect with someone, you leave them a voicemail, you send them out an email saying I missed you. But let's say if I connected with Elaine, these are the different things. Let's say if Elaine says, you know what, Jeff, don't call me. I don't want to do business. Not interested. That's what I would click there. If I want to click on, if I add someone and I want to click on send interview video, well, you guys know what that is, and say Elaine, when would you be able to watch the video? She goes, I'll watch it tonight. Call me tomorrow. So I call her tomorrow. What time, Elaine? Again, you put in the whatever the time is, and I click next. And I want a reminder to myself because I'll forget. And how long is this appointment going to be? It's only going to be 15 minutes to figure out what she wants to do. And then I click next, and it's going to go as an appointment in my appointment book, just so everybody knows up here. It's also going to be on the main menu. But this is the email that's going to go out. I did doctors this one up. This basically you asked for some information about working from home, and whatever. And then I put in, this is the socreview.com/your username. So and then if she goes to watch that, she goes into a different funnel. So that's one way of connecting with someone. If I connect with them, let's say, well, you guys know my prerogative here, but let's say if she watched the video and then she has some more questions, she goes, you know what, I would really like to see how the program works. Well, let's set a time for a walkthrough. When can we do this? And this could be just simply GAW for gift account walkthrough. And then I would say, again, put in the time. What's nice about this program, if you put in their time and I click next, it'll actually put in the date of the appointment in the email to confirm it up. Again, it looks a little more professional. You want to add anything there, Scott, because you got the time zone thing there?
Yes, actually, what's going to happen is, depending on whatever time zone the individual is in, what it will do is it'll automatically adjust the time that you specify, because you're working in your time zone and they're in their time zone. So it will actually automatically know that what you're working in your time zone, and it can adjust it to theirs, so that you can actually specify it. Like I'm in Eastern time. If I'm sending something over to Jeff in Pacific time, it'll automatically adjust it to the Pacific time, so that he knows that it's in his time zone as well. It's a very smart system in that sense.
Yep. Now let's say she became a distributor. Well, she became a distributor, but she still needs training, right? Same thing with a customer. And once they become a distributor or customer, and they haven't been trained yet, they're an appointment for training. They're going to be in your customers folder or distributors folder. The reason why I have so many is I uploaded my contacts, which I probably shouldn't have done, and they all went in these categories. So anyway, so then if I want to click connect here, let's say if she goes, I had one person the other day, she said, I haven't got my internet hooked up, but I would love to read some literature. Okay, it's a third-party tool. Again, when can you do it by? You don't have to set an appointment if you don't want to. You can just click no. But I can actually say, I'll follow up with you in about 5 days. And I click next. Again, an email goes out. This is not the right email, just so if they click no connection. Do you see this? Or maybe it's because I may load the default.
Yeah,
but anyway,
you may have made a modification, but we can take a look into it for sure tomorrow. But
so you guys can see that there's, let's say if she wants to, I want to schedule a webinar. Well, okay, click next, and this website goes out. Register to learn more about the Send Out Cards Challenge. Now, again, the Send Out Cards Challenge is the, let's see if we have it here. There it is right there. That's what she's going to go to register. Okay. So the program is really, really smart that way. Let's say she goes, you know what, Jeff, I want to sign up for it. Well, okay, let me set a registration link. When do you want to get started? So we can set up your website, yada, yada. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Okay, great. And again, sends a registration link to sendoutcards.com/your username to have them join now. Okay? If I miss anything, let me know. I think that's about it. Anything else needs more time? I mean, pretty basic stuff.
I just want to let everybody know that we do have a lot of questions coming through, and both myself and Ryan, who's on the line, he's helping going through and answering the questions as we go through. I do apologize if we haven't got to you yet about certain specific contacts or specific questions. We are going through the list as Jeff's speaking and trying to answer it. I also want to point out in the chat box here that for a lot of the major questions that people are asking, we actually have videos that are created for them as well. So that they just take a look at your chat box. Ryan has posted how to update your emails, as well as there's a few other things that he's posted in there just so you can see. So he's answering a lot of the larger the lump sum questions in the videos as we're going through as well. So The system is very, very simplistic, and I want to let everybody know as well. We are going into a lot of more detail for the more advanced users because we have everybody from brand new people that haven't even seen the system to advanced users that have been using it for quite a while now, all on the call. So we do have more basic level training as well for people as well if they need to see it, and it is available right off the main page in the SOC Prospector. It's a lot more of a lot more of a quick overview because this is very, very simplistic process. When you're working with your contacts, all the contacts come into the new prospects. You pick up the phone, you give them a call. You tell them, did you connect with them or did you not? And if you did connect with them or if you didn't, you just tell them the system exactly what happened. Did you call and leave a message, or did you connect with them and you want to book a call? When you say, did you want to, when you're specifying a specific outcome, it'll bring you to the next step. If you want to set up a time that you want to follow up with them, it tells you exactly what to do as you go. So it's really not so overly complex when you're going through it. Just go step by step, and it follow the natural flow. When you pick up the call or pick up the phone and just tell the system exactly what happened, and you'll notice it'll flow nicely for you.
Let me share with you this, guys, real quick. So basically, I got an email earlier. I can find my email. And this guy already went to one of my pages. I don't know where he found me. I think he found me on LinkedIn. And he actually just completed a gift account. So what I did was I went to edit his contact information, clicked Other, Status, and I chose Completed Gift Account. Okay, and then I saved it. Now, he is interested in possibly using it. He's actually looking at other programs too. But that's how that works. Now, if I click on History, I can see how he's gone, where he's gone. If I click on Footprints, let's see where he was today. And he was at the thank you page for 15 minutes. Right there. Okay? So I like that. It's good. So it tells you how long they were on the page. So this guy's obviously pretty interested.
Yeah, the footprints are great for being able to be able to track exactly where people are spending time and where they're watching the different videos for sure.
So from here, I'd probably say I did connect with him, and needs more time. Call back. I'm not going to set up an appointment, but I am going to follow up with him in about 5 days. Next. See, that's why it does that. See what that does? And then I would just simply edit the email. Okay. And I'm just editing the email that's not appropriate for him, so you're actually seeing something real right now. And it was nice to see that is the default right there. It was nice speaking with you today. I just sent you a card in the mail. All right. And I click on complete, and then boom. Okay, real simple. All right, let's say if I want to add a contact manually, and I don't want to add them through my warm market wizard. Let's say if I was talking to someone about the gratitude challenge, I can click on this list, gratitude challenge, status, gratitude challenge, where it came from. Let's say if I talked to someone at Starbucks, I put in Joe Smith. You have to put in the email address and telephone number, and I always put in the time zone, and maybe I even say, Joe, when's a good time to call you? And morning, afternoon, or evening, and I put that in. He goes, don't call me in the weekday, call me on the weekend. Okay. And then you want to check mark this box right here. What happens when they click check marks and they click quick add contact? This is if you want to add a contact one by one. And this is how I built this is how I started, Scott. I didn't have a warm market wizard. I would literally add people all the time. So what happens when you check mark this box? Why do you want to check mark it? And when I click quick add contact, what happens?
Well, as soon as you add that contact in there, it's going to move that person directly into that specific list and into that status. So it'll inject them directly into the funnel as you wish. So for a more advanced user that wants to put somebody, or maybe you met somebody at a coffee shop, for example, and and you've already talked to them, and they're not a new prospect, you can actually skip ahead a few steps and actually add them directly into a specific area if you like. And you can see that there's a list of different areas you can slide them right into.
Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to go to the to-do list. So basically, there is a to-do list here based on your weekly activity. This is a weekly commitment level. As you can see, these are my task follow-up tasks as well. I invite 3 to 5 people to the webinar. I've done that. Scheduled 3 to 5 appointments. I've done that. I've done three-way calls. Conducted at least 3 to 5 presentations. And you can see loaned out 2 or 3. Definitely done that. Passing out those new DVDs right now. And again, I haven't added a customer or distributor yet, but it'll actually track my results. It'll actually track how many calls I do as well. If I click, it'll actually say that I'm a full-timer right here. And it doesn't say calls here, Scott, just so you know. It doesn't tell me ever. It doesn't tell me how many calls I've made here. But it actually gives me a grade of all of what I've done from an A to an F. Okay? It tells me what I've completed and what my incompleted tasks are as well. What's really nice about it, it does it here though, just so you know. So I go click on Messenger. Not Messenger. Is it marketing? Oh, it's Team Center. And you guys just click around. You can't break it. So if I click on Members Report, it'll actually tell me for the week I've made 15 calls. I've gotten 11 points. Okay, but it also, people can sign up underneath you to use this, and you can actually monitor their activity. Nice job, BJ. Okay. And again, you have to, if you don't check mark it off, obviously you're going to get a low grade. So half the times I don't even check mark it off. But if you are using the checklist, and the checklist was designed by Super Dave and myself, then you're going to see that. So your calendar is pretty basic. You can actually just add a date. If I wanted to search who's it with, so I click Steve. All my Steves come up, and I choose who it's with. I can make a note. I can notify the contact confirming our appointment. I can make it whatever I want, and it just goes in your calendar book, which is kind of nice. Anything to add there on the calendar? Scott?
The calendar is pretty straightforward. It allows you to be able to add contacts or add different specific dates and everything like that in there. But you keep in mind that as you're actually progressing through with the contacts, when you're in your contact manager, you're adding different calls and you're adding appointments with them. They will actually automatically populate into your calendar as well. Now, Jeff, I want to actually go ahead and I want to talk a little bit more about the article system as well. The article system that we have in this platform is very unique. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to be able to post and publish blog articles. Now, where our system is very unique here is for people that are publishing content that are typical bloggers, you're going to love this system because of the fact that not only does it allow you to be able to get the blog out, but it allows you to be able to share this content with everybody in the organization. Now, a lot of people are saying, okay, well, if I do all the work, why would I want to share this with other people? Why would I want them to use it? Well, we've created this system in such a way that it's a win-win for both people that are sharing content as well as people that are creating content. So if you are an active blogger, as you can see, we have quite a few of them that are in here already in the SOC Prospector. By creating, these people are going out there and creating articles that they would typically post elsewhere, but they're posting it into the SOC Prospector and allowing it to be able to share. Now, the great thing about this is anybody that shares this link or this particular article using the Share Center here, any leads that are generated off of that particular share will be sent over to the sharer. So if you're not a big article writer, you can actually just share these links as you wish. And you can actually utilize other people's content to be able to help generate leads. Now, where is that the benefit for the article creator? Well, the great thing is that the search engines will see that article as one. So what's happening is you've now found a way to be able to generate a whole bunch of backlinks and a lot of traffic directly back to your articles to help that article raise up into the search engines as well. So it's a win-win for both the article creators and the people that want fresh content that they can share. So let's say that I'm not an article creator and I want to be able to share some of this content. Why would I do that? Well, it's a great way to send stuff across your social media channels. For example, Facebook. You see a really good article here. You share this across.
Okay, you want to make sure that you guys, just so you know, I've been previewing, and if I click preview, you don't want to do it from here.
This is the
because
actual
it'll
article,
have,
yeah.
yeah. So you want to do it. Let's say Brian Johnson writes an article like, I don't know, Brian, you read them like twice a day, and they're really good. He's good at it. So let's say if I wanted to go ahead, so if I want to send it to Scott, so if I click on here, I could actually say, Scott, check this out. This guy has a lot of good things to say. Okay, and then I'll just say Jeff, and then it'll say if I click send, it's going to go right to Scott's inbox on Facebook. If I click like, Brian Johnson does a great job with the Dr. Seuss. I don't know if that's how you spell Seuss. Doesn't really matter. Seuss article. Okay, and then I would just click on post to Facebook, and it'll go right to my Facebook. Same thing with LinkedIn, Google Plus, and Tweet. So, so now if I go to, I'll just show everybody. There it is right there. And what happens if they click on it, even though he wrote the article, as you can see in here somewhere, it says Team Packard. That's my username. So, and then if they read it and they like it, but they're like, what is this thing over here? This is interesting. Which I really liked about how you guys did it, Scott. I'm not sure if that was Ryan yourself, but you took out the opt-in page here. So it's kind of, it could turn people, it could turn people off.
Absolutely.
They click here though, boom, they're right into the opportunity of send-out cards.
So you can see there, it's very easy, and when you share links, it does tag everything with the actual sharer. So the great thing is now is that the creator of that article is now getting the traffic and getting and is now getting pushed up into the search engines because of the fact that the people are sharing this article. So the better the article is, the more traffic that you're going to be getting to it.
Yeah. Now what's nice about it too is you can actually track it too. So you could go to, it's really easy to write an article, add an article. You just simply put the title, the message. I would just make sure that you, pictures are right here, just so how he knows the pictures. But, you know, it doesn't have to be a novel. It could, you know, you want someone to read it. And then you can choose the right funnel that you want it going into. Okay? Maybe you're talking about more of the products in their cards. Maybe you're talking about, you know, whatever, quitting your job, and then you put in keywords and you click publish. Now, it doesn't publish right away because we got to make sure that it's legit. Also, we don't want to put, if we're going to approve the articles only if you don't put all of your contact information, because it already has your landing page in there. People are already going to find you. And then, yeah, that's about it. So you can also track your content as well. As you can see, I wrote the article, and I've really just cut and paste this, and it's got 744 views. It actually tells you where the leads are coming from as well. Okay. Anything there, Scott?
We just want to touch on the campaign side of things here. Just want to touch on it briefly because we have we have a ton of people that are on the call from every different avenue, from brand new to really experienced. The ad campaign manager, for some of the more internet marketers, this will allow you to actually be able to create unique identifiers for your ad campaigns. So if you're doing a newspaper campaign, for example, you could generate a specific link you can now utilize to mask towards that newspaper campaign. You can also do split testing in there as well. I just wanted to touch on that for some of the more advanced users. You can actually go in there and actually do some really serious marketing management right here in the marketing center. So it's you do have a lot of tools for the more advanced people, but at the same token, we've kept the system very simplistic for the people that are brand new and just getting started.
Oh, this is new. Create a lead capture form. So you can create your own lead capture form as well. That's new.
Absolutely. I want to talk about that as well. For a lot of people that may have outside blogs, maybe they have a website that they've created. This form right here will actually allow you to be able to generate the source code that you need to be able to put into your website. So if you're not using the lead capture pages that are provided, or maybe you have a different options that you want to use, you can actually generate this right here, and it'll actually ask you to it'll ask you a few questions like what list you want to put in, what type of lead it is, and in a sense you just need to match it up to which sales funnel makes the most sense. And then it asks you to create the heading and the URL you want to send it to afterwards. And what it'll do is it'll generate that form code that you can put anywhere on your websites, so that it'll tie directly into the SOC Prospector. So you're not limited to just the lead capture pages that are in the system.
Very cool. Well, I think we covered a lot. I mean, I'm not sure what else. I mean, that's pretty much how I use the program. I add a contact or I get someone's information and I send them a link to the website so they can learn more. And if they like what they see, they can opt in for it, and I'll give them a call and get their questions answered. So that's pretty much how I do it. Does anybody else have any questions at all for Scott or or myself or you can get, like Scott said, you can get as complex as you want, or you're really pretty basic as well. You can just start adding some contacts. You can add them one by one or using your warm market wizard. You can start using the sales funnels and getting people's interest that way. Um, any other questions that we're getting there?
We have actually quite a few questions that are coming through, so both myself and Ryan are going through it as quickly as possible to answer these questions. We do apologize if for some reason you don't get your question answered. By all means, feel free to go to the PSG Help Desk. We have a team of people on there that will certainly help you with answering any questions. We do appreciate a lot of the people that are messaging in there. I can see a lot of names in here, people that have really helped us out, and as we're shaping this for long term, there's a lot of really good feedback that we're having coming through here as well. A lot of people really like certain features, and a lot of people say, okay, well, what if we were to add this over here? What if we could do this? That would be great. And of course, you'll see here that we have it's in the chat window. We have an area there that for a lot of the most wanted features. If you do have something that you want us to address, or you want to see in the system, click on that link. It's the homeofficepro.uservoice.com. If you go into there and you actually you post specific things that you want to see, our development team will get back to you, and of course you can vote for other things that you think that would be great in there as well. We love the feedback that we've been getting from the users of the SOC Prospector, and that's what's helping us shape with the new tools. For example, like the improvements to the Warm Market Wizard with the addition of LinkedIn came right from there. A lot of people asked for it, and a lot of people voted for it. So that's what our development team put into place for you. So definitely keep up the great work in that side of things, and definitely go right to the help desk and ask any questions that you may have. A lot of the standard questions are already in there. We do actually video support. So what we'll do is we'll actually send you back video on exactly how to do it. So it makes it really easy for you to be able to go step by step, as well as we have the phone support as well for you with assistance on that as well. So we want to make sure that you're definitely supported in any way that you can. I do apologize. We're trying to get through as many of these questions as possible. There are quite a few of them coming through because we had a quite the large crowd out here today. So we have quite a few questions coming through, but we are getting through them right now for you.
I want to say also this. As you can see, this guy's name is Fred here, and he was a marketing distributor with us, and he actually went to another company, tried to recruit me to that company, and then I, for whatever reason, I sent an email to Fred and a card to Fred, and I said, how's that new business going for you? And I said, we got some new changes to ours. I'd like to Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, the webinar's starting, guys. Look at that.
So
Is
there you
that
go.
cool or what?
So automatically it will start up at the specific time that's laid out at.
All right, so that's the webinar now. But going back to Fred, so basically, and Fred, you're on the call, so I'm gonna get rid of your cell phone. But he's a realtor in Florida. But he basically, I sent him an email and a card, and I said, check this out. It's much easier. And Fred wants to really make it in network marketing, and I basically. Before we were just trying to do gift accounts, and sometimes they're really cumbersome. So I said, instead, Fred, check this video out and see if it makes sense. So I sent him to the SOC review, the Michael Zappia, the 17-minute video. He opted in and also watched the webinar. He said, this is so good. And I said, and I challenge you to really think about that. You know, could your team invite more people to check out a presentation, and then if they, you know, opt in to know more information, now you're working with people that want to be worked with, and you're not chasing the wrong people. So again, Fred, you know, if Fred just all he does now is invites 5 or 6 people a day to check out, you know, what he's been using in his real estate business, and also he's making some extra money on the side and building a team. You know, would you give me a few minutes of your time, Jeff, if I sent you an email with a link to something? Yeah, sure, I'll check it out, Fred. You know, Fred's got a lot of credibility, and so I watch it and I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Why do I know about this thing? He goes, yeah, some guy showed it to me, and I thought it was really cool too. What do you want to do? Let's do this thing. And again, more people can do it, and that's what we're trying to get after. So I mean, send it out to your team members that you think have potential, or customers or whatever. Don't prejudge them, and just send it out and say, hey, listen, check this out, see if this makes sense. We've got a kind of a new way of sharing send out cards. So that's all I got to say about that. Are we good?
Excellent. Well, keep in mind, everybody, we are actually recording this, so that if anybody wants to re-see it again, like I said, also we have the on the home screen, there is a system walkthrough that is pretty much a basic, a shorter version walkthrough that allows people to go step by step into the system. It shows you how it works as well. So we have lots of training videos, and of course some more advanced training videos you'll definitely be able to see at the help desk as well. And feel free, if there is something that you're not quite sure about, ask the help desk. We'll be more than happy to respond back to you and get your questions answered. We try to answer as many of as possible today, but I think that we may have missed a couple along the way.
Yeah, well, Scott, I want to thank you for all you and Ryan have done, and you guys really hit this one out of the park. And I think everybody can agree on this call that this is a great system to use. And you know, quite honestly, we never really had a system. You know, paper, you know, note cards could work if you know, for some people, but for other people, they need something a little bit different. And you guys have a great system up there, and we appreciate you putting it together. So.
Well, thank you very much. It was great to be on the call tonight, everybody, and look forward to seeing this video in your back office right on the home screen tomorrow.
Take care. Bye.